Just wanted to let everybody know what was going on. All right. So, for some of my new people and for those I did not see last month, my name is Melinda Jennings. I am serving as your graduating class advisor this year. In this role, I am responsible for giving you all information as we get to the commencement ceremony and prepare you for graduation. This is not a job that I do alone. There are a lot of moving parts. I am in touch with the registrar's office. I try to stay in touch with academic advising and other constituents of this university to make sure that you have all the information you need so we could get to May 14th this year. On the agenda today, we are going to hear from our Career Services Center, Mr. Derek Jordan, who I'll introduce a little later on, who's going to speak to you about some of your exit interview processes that are needed in order to graduate. And then we will continue to talk about some updates from the last month, and we'll open the floor for Q&A at the end. I will ask that you hold all questions until the end of our presentations. And if you have a question that's burning and you think you're going to forget it, please by all means put it in the chat and I will get to it when it is time. I'm also going to ask that we keep our microphones on mute. That cuts down on the feedback for all of our friends so we can all hear. And so there's not a lot of riffraff going on in the back. If you do have a question, again, please wait until the end of the presentations or the discussions to ask those questions. So please, try not to interrupt too much. You can put it in the chat. Again, this is being recorded. So if I do have any latecomers for the next hour, 45 minutes, that you will be able to see this on the graduating class website in which we'll review. So for my agenda, we are going to start with Career Services. Career Services is an office that you all should have been visiting since your freshman year to give you information on how to apply for jobs, seek internships, how to build your resume, how to interview. The Career Services Center typically has job fairs and internship fairs to kind of get you ready for success, even if you're not a senior. So I'm going to turn over to Derek Jordan. Jared is going to talk to you about the First Destination Survey, which is a survey that we are asking all graduating seniors to fill out upon exiting the university. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to him. So Derek, welcome, and thank you for being here.
Welcome and afternoon, Firebirds. I'm Mr. Jordan. I'm from the Office of Career Services. I'm here to talk to you today about the FDS, or the First Destination Survey. Many of you have seen or heard from me via telephone or some in a one-on-one meeting to discuss the FDS, also graduation and your next steps after graduation. The whole purpose of the FDS is so that the university can get a vision of what your next steps after graduation will be. That information is reported back to the federal government as a means in which we also utilize services from the federal government by receiving lower tuition and things of that nature by some of the great things that you guys are doing after graduation. So please, when I contact you, please make sure you take the effort to call me back. This information is vital to all a lot of the statistics and information and data collecting that we do here at the university. We appreciate all of the great things that you guys have explored, but now we want you to also tell us about it and make sure that we're able to promote you as well as put that great information in the system so everyone knows about all the great things our Firebirds are doing. Now, keep in mind, when I contact you, it will be a brief phone call, but the phone call will entail me asking you about the next steps after graduation. Will you be continuing with the university? Will you be transitioning to main campus if you're at the community college? Will you be taking on another degree program? Are you planning to leave and go to another university? Are you already employed and like to tell us about the employment you have? We also like to know about We would also like to know about the great internships, if you had any, or you were able to accomplish any during your time here. We would love to hear about those as well. The information that you do shouldn't always just be harbored within your academic department, but it needs to also be within the offices of career services. This is also, as Ms. Jennings alluded to, a way that you first connect with the Office of Career Services. We harbor many of your developmental needs that will help you secure employment, help you secure internships. We readily assist with resume development, cover letter development, interview skills. We work with you on Dress for Success. We speak to you about the right questions to ask when you're on an interview, as well as what to look for when you're researching companies. We sit down with you and we definitely 100% show you the handshake system. The handshake system is one of the most powerful things here at this university. It harbors thousands of jobs and thousands of internships. I think many of you are selling yourself short if you haven't contacted us already. I'm sorry, is there a question?
I'm sorry, if you're not muted, please mute your phone or your device. Thank you.
All right. Now, with all these great opportunities, you would need to meet with one of your career counselors. As our conversation concludes, and I conclude getting the information for the FDS, as well as many of you that I've spoken to already, making sure that you know you need to connect with Ms. Jennings' office so that you can progress forward towards graduation, I will also connect you with your career counselor so that you'll have the opportunity to meet with them and you can go through the many services that the Office of Career Services harbors. I really appreciate all of you being on the line today. I've taken the liberty of throwing my name and number in the chat. Please feel free to contact me in reference to the FDS, or please just make sure that you look out for my number. I will reach out to all of you. I try to focus my contacts with you in the evenings. Sometimes I try to hit the day depending on your majors, because I know some of you have various different schedules. If I don't catch you and I leave a message, it's fine to call me back. All right? And it's okay, and it's fine if you're not available when I contact you as well. Now, I just see there's a question in the chat. I'm going to go hold off from answering that because I know Ms. Jennings has a agenda already set up, and I'm sure she will answer that question during the agenda. But my focus and my point of view was to make sure that you guys are aware of the First Destination Survey. It's part of your graduation exit activities, and I think it's a good segue or point of view to connect with the Office of Career Services. Some of you may say, hey, I'm already employed. I already had an internship. There's nothing wrong with looking for better options as well. The only bad option is the one you never explore. So please keep that in mind. I truly appreciate for having this opportunity to come in and speak with you guys. And again, my name is Derek Jordan from the Office of Career Services. I'm the coordinator of employment outreach. So I stress that we make sure we make a connection this semester before you leave so that we can get this information in. But I also stress that you make sure that you contact your career counselor or allow me to put you with your career counselor so that you can learn all of the great things from the Office of Career Services. Keep in mind, these services stay with you even after you graduate. So please take advantage, take advantage, take advantage. Ms. Jennings, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to speak with the students for a moment. If anyone has any issues or anything that they speak to you directly, because yes, guys, I do understand everyone doesn't speak in large groups. I understand that, okay? On there, you see I also have my cell number, so if you are a texter, please feel free to send me a text. I can still answer questions that way, and that might be a little better for some of your schedules as well. All right. I believe you told me you wanted to leave the questions to the end, or did you want me to ask any questions at this time?
If there are any questions for Mr. Jordan pertaining to the First Destination Survey only or career services, you may ask those questions now in the chat. We are monitoring the chat.
Mr. Jordan, I sent you an email. Would not put my
Hold on 1 second. Remember, we have to use the chat. We're not going to interrupt or come off of mute. So please put your remark or your question in the chat. You have a question from Chastity Hayes. She's asking, how do we know who our career advisor is?
Your career advisor is designated by your major. If you're from the community college, you will be with Miss Katie and Jones. If you're part of CAS, you will be with Dr. Shan Strong. If you're part of SPBA and causes, you will be with Mr. John Niles. And pretty much we are circumventing any other major that falls out of that realm with the counselors that we have because we are short a counselor right now. But feel free, that doesn't stop the show at all. We are still readily available to handle any inquiries or any assistance you may need.
And Mr. Jordan, can you repeat what you just said? You said Community College, Katie and Jones, the College of Arts and Science, or CAS, Dr. Sandra Sandstrong, and what was the last department and name you named?
That was for causes and SPBA.
Okay.
And that is Mr. John Niles.
Got it. I'm just putting it in the chat for you. So causes.
Sorry, I just joined late. My name is Jamelia Rich. I wanted to know, what were we just talking about? I just joined a little late.
Okay. So we're talking about the first destination survey, okay, through career services. And we're asking questions in the chat. I said in the beginning of the meeting to try not to come off of mute to ask your questions, only because we want to make sure that we're reaching everybody and there's not a lot of interruptions. So he's just going over the first destination survey, what it is, and why it's important to fill out. And now we're talking about who our career counselors are for our specific schools.
And Miss Dixon, your counselor is Mr. John Niles.
Yep. And that information is in the chat. All of our email addresses at the university are first name dot last name, with the exception of maybe one. I believe Dr. Sandstrong may be S Strong. Derek?
Yeah, it's let me, just to be correct, I don't wanna, it's S, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And Jonathan Niles is just Jonathan.Niles, and that's going to be in the chat as well. But he also said that in the event you cannot get in contact with one of these career counselors based on your major or your school, you're also welcome to email Mr. Jordan directly. Okay.
And I will definitely make sure you are connected.
Thank you. All right. Do we have any more questions from Mr. Jordan regarding the Career Services First Destination Survey? Kalisha, Urban Sustainability is under the College of Causes. Causes stands for the College of Agriculture, Urban Sustainability, and Environmental Sciences. So
Good job,
that is your school. Thank you. Been doing this for a minute.
That's a mouthful.
That is your school, and so your career counselor will be Jonathan Niles. Okay. And if that's all for Mr. Jordan, then you could feel free to email him directly or text him directly for any questions that may have come up during this time. Yes, the survey has been sent out. It's actually on your graduating class website, which I am about to go over right now because there's a lot of information regarding commencement and graduation and some of the steps you need to take on that website. So thank you, Mr. Jordan, soon to be Dr. hopefully. And I hope to see you back here. Maybe in a couple of months, you come to another meeting to talk to those students who may not have been able to be in attendance tonight.
All right. And then one last thing, guys, because I saw this question in the chat. At the end of the day, if you go onto your handshake system, there's a direct link in the Career Center for the First Destination Survey. So you can go on the graduation website, you can go on the handshake website, and I could believe you can go on the udc.edu website as well and get to the FDS link. So please, there's several ways to get to it, but if you have any issues, my email is right there.
Great.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much, guys. It's a lot of information you guys need to get in, so I'm not going to hold up any more time. But please make sure you have a pen and paper out, because Miss Jennings will give you a lot of information, and you need to be able to know where to get it and how to get it and what to do. Stay safe, and I look forward to speaking to all of you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Bye now.
I did see a comment in the chat asking when would this be over. I budgeted no more than an hour, but if you do have to go to class, again, this meeting is being recorded and it will be posted on your graduating class website, which is actually being shared right now. So if you need to come back and review it or listen to it in the background, you have the option to do so. All right. Thank you. All right, next up, we are going to review this graduating class website. I've been receiving a lot of questions about things that have either already been covered or been addressed. And I know I do have some new folk here who weren't in session last month. But please be aware, you do receive your communications via email from either my email handle, which is melinda.jennings@udc.edu, or udcgraduates@udc.edu. I also place information on our graduating class page, which provides, again, a lot of details about commencement, about what's needed to graduate, and contact information for people for certain offices that only handle specific things. So everybody should be able to see this website. I will post a link in the chat if you don't have it already. It is on your flyer. It has been sent to you via email. This is a very active site. This is something that is updated on a weekly basis or as I receive information. So I do want to stress and encourage you all to use the resources and the tools that are out there, so you don't have to feel like you're out of the loop or you have to run to me and ask me questions all day, every day. So this is our graduating class website. You'll see from the top that it states who this is for. So this is for our fall class of 2021 and our spring class of 2022. An academic year consists of the following semesters: summer semester, fall semester, and spring semester. That is one academic year. For example, the classes that will be graduating or participating in commencement, because commencement and graduation are a little separate, they're a little different, will be summer 21, fall 21, and spring 22. That is one full academic year. Okay. And you'll see at the top here, it talks briefly about commencement, which is the ceremony in which you all will receive your degrees and walk across the stage, which is what we want our family and our friends to see. Okay. And it is going to be in person this year. Commencement is in person this year. This is the first time it's been in person since the top of the pandemic in 2020. And again, the participants of the commencement exercises are comprised of summer and fall 21 and spring 22. We have one commencement ceremony for all students graduating in those semesters. So that means we do not have a fall commencement. So if you did graduate in the fall, meaning you finished up all of your course requirements, your credits, and you got your degrees in the mail upon applying for graduation for the fall semester, you will be participating in the spring commencement ceremony, which consists of students from that academic year of the semesters that I just listed. Commencement is the ceremony. Graduation is the completion of your required credits and passing grades. Okay. Commencement is scheduled for May 14th, 10 o'clock a.m. And that information, the dates and everything are always located on your academic calendar, which of course is updated on a yearly basis because we have different academic years. I am the point of contact for the graduating class. So if you all send me information or have questions, you'll probably see me directing you or referring you to other offices, because again, we have offices that focus on specific requirements for graduation. We have the registrar's office. We have our student success offices, which are your academic advisors. We have division deans. We have our division directors, our division chairs, our academic deans. Commencement is both an academic and a student affairs ceremony, okay, but it's primarily an academic one. So that means all of us are working together to make sure that, number one, you graduate, number two, that you know what's going on to participate in commencement, and number three, to go ahead and get your degrees. So that is that section. If you look over to the right-hand side, I've also placed links for documents to review. So on under important documents to review, you'll see a link to how to apply to graduate online. If you are on this call, if you have received my email recently, I think I sent one out on Monday, then you are on the list for graduation because you would have had to apply. The dates listed to the deadlines to apply were January 21st of this semester, and I think September 7th or 14th of the fall semester. But you had to apply online through your My UDC portal, and you had to pay or add to your account $125. That is your graduation fee. Okay. And this document shows you how to apply for your graduation. Also, under documents, you'll see the academic calendar. If you click on it, I'm not sure if it's going to show. Okay, cool. It's going to generate. You'll see a list of all the dates relevant to this academic year, including your final schedule, your midterm schedule, when to apply for graduation, when is commencement. All of those things are on your academic calendar. Your academic calendar is going to be your best friend, or should have been your best friend throughout the last 4 years. It tells you when you're on break. It tells you when the university is closed. It tells you when attendance verification is due, so you all could get those lovely refund checks if you all received some after you were in class for 2 weeks. It tells you everything, and you'll see at the bottom, it will tell you when commencement is, which is May 14th, 2022. You'll see for the spring, the last day to apply for graduation was January 21st, right here in bold. And you'll see for the for the fall graduates, their last day to apply was, here we go, September 7th, 2021. So again, please refer to your academic calendar if you ever have questions about what university dates are expected or that you all need to know. Also, under your important documents, you'll see your course catalog. So your course catalog is essentially your academic catalog, and it kind of tells you everything you need to know regarding will you have an honorary status. So will you be graduating with honors if you're a community college student? Will you be graduating summa, magnum, or cum laude if you are an undergraduate bachelor's degree seeking student? We do not have an honors designation for master's and professional degree students because it's an expectation that you get nothing lower than a C in grad school and in professional school. So therefore, everybody should be graduating with honors. It also tells you a list of your deans specific to your relevant colleges or schools. So we know UDC is the University of the District of Columbia. But what makes up a university are colleges. So you have the College of Arts and Sciences, CAS. You have CAUSES, which is the College of Agriculture, Urban Sustainability, and Environmental Sciences. We also have our School of Business and Public Administration, SBPA. We have the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, which is CES. And we have our community college, which is just CC. We also have our professional schools, our David A. Clark School of Law, the Learning Resource Division, which is our library, and Workforce Development. Workforce Development is a non-credit bearing type of school, so they do not participate in commencement because they usually just do things like trades or certifications. So it's important to know the college that you are a part of. I'm going to at some point ask you for pictures, and I'm going to ask you what your college is. I don't want to hear my college is UDC. Like, that's a given. We all go to UDC, or we all have attended UDC. I'm going to ask you about your actual college. So it should be CAS, it should be CAUSES, it should be CES, et cetera, et cetera. Also, you'll see that it's broken down. It has all the majors that are listed under your colleges. So I would take some time to kind of review this document. There is a search function, I believe, if you download it, so you go to want to go for to know what college your major is found under. It tells you what you need to graduate as far as credits. It tells you if you're going to make honors. It gives you statistics on what it means to be a transfer student and whether those credits can transfer. It tells you everything that is academic related. All right. So going back to the website, we're going to scroll down, and we'll continue to stay on the right-hand side because that's where the bulk of the information is. You'll see a header that says Senior Class Pictures with Earl Howard Studios. This is where I will post updates about when they're coming to campus. Is it necessary to take a senior photo? Pictures are an out-of-pocket optional expense. You don't have to do it, but typically students like to showcase their achievements with a photo with their degrees. It tells you your on-campus days when they will be on site, which has been updated this week. So we'll see here that Howard will be here March 15th and the 16th from 2 to 6 p.m. And again on May 11th from 6 to 9 p.m. during our grad finale celebration and rehearsal. Underneath here, when I get updates about Regalia and when this website is live, this is where you will go to pay and purchase your Regalia. The website is right here. I'll have more information once I receive it from our bookstore, which will probably be underneath the link, but this is where you will go to purchase your cap and gown. You can access the site now, but you won't see anything pertaining to UDC in terms of Regalia because they're still building those packages. So play with the site. Everything is there. We're going to keep scrolling down. So we just heard from Mr. Jordan with our graduate exit surveys, the first destination survey. You see anything in red is typically hyperlinked, meaning when you click on it, it's going to take you to a new window to get to that survey, and it tells you what the survey is about and basically why you need to take the survey. I also added our financial aid exit counseling for spring graduates. Financial aid will be with us next month to discuss what this is and what this means. But basically, if you took out a student loan anytime during your tenure here at the university, you are expected, and this is a requirement, you are expected to fill out your exit interview counseling for financial aid. So they basically just want to know if you're finished with school. They'll help all the questions. Again, this is required of all students who have borrowed federal student loans while attending UDC. And this will open up on Monday, April 18th through Friday, May 6th. I also have a list of FAQs or frequently asked questions on this page because, again, there are certain offices that handle specific things. For example, your registrar is the keeper of records. They are the ones who will be processing your degrees. They are the ones who will be printing your degrees, who will be verifying if you are eligible to graduate this semester. For our fall graduates who may be on the line, obviously you have satisfied your course requirements. You probably have received your degree in the mail. Great. For our spring graduates, we have to get through midterms and finals. Those final grades have to be posted. And that is when the registrar's office will start clearing students for graduation. Clearing meaning they're going to tell you if you could graduate or if you cannot. So the requirements to graduate are to satisfy all of your course requirements with a C or better. And to pay your balance. That's going to be a determining factor if you're going to get that degree in the mail or not. You must have a zero balance at the end of your term, at the end of the term for them to mail out your degree. This class is going to be very unique because I believe you are under the last dollar amount for I want to say reimbursement, but basically your tuition should be taken care of if you did apply for graduation in a timely manner. And they'll apply whatever money that you owe to your account so you can have a zero balance. So most of you should get your degree. The registrar is also responsible for transcripts and graduation clearances. Clearance is contingent on meeting the requirements above. The registrar's office will send out digital letters notifying the students of clearance, approvals, and denials. And again, that's going to take place after finals week. Seniors have a different finals week than the rest of the students at UDC because faculty needs to grade your exams. They need to submit their grades, and the registrar needs time to process those to see who passed, who did not, and who could graduate or not. For the last 2 years, we were under an IP designation, meaning in progress during the pandemic. I'm not sure if that's the case now, but if you do have questions about your grades or your IP or any other designations that you may see, you're going to want to contact your professor or your division chair of your respective program or academic advisor. I cannot answer questions about grades. I cannot answer questions about if you have enough credits. That is not my wheelhouse. That is going to be the wheelhouse of your academic advisor, which you should be meeting with on a regular basis, or at least after midterms, just to see where you are. You also should be following your own academic process with your grades and doing a degree audit, or you could talk to your professor or division chairs of your respective programs. Since we're talking about having these zero balances at the end, hopefully, sometimes we still may have a bill that we need to pay, and you could pay your bill online through your UDC portal or contact the Office of Student Accounts for more information. Their information is listed right here. You'll receive your degree by mail when you satisfy all the above requirements. They will be mailed. So after commencement, Degrees usually go out in mid-May, early June, because we have over 600 graduates. So it's not like we have a big, taking all these large envelopes and putting them in the middle of one sitting. Like, we still have to make sure that graduates are clear, that everything has been satisfied. So when you walk across the stage, you're not going to get your degree in hand. You are going to get it by mail, but it's going to take a while, maybe between, like I said, mid-May and early June. Also, make sure, and this is important too, because we've had a lot of graduates not get their degrees or have to kind of fight to get the degree shipped to the right address. Make sure that the university has the most current address on file. We are going by banner. We do not know if you moved. That's not something that we ask. It's up to you to go in and make sure that your address is updated so you can get your degree. The registrar will only mail degrees to the address that is on file. If you need to do so, you do that through the registrar's office. Their email address, I believe, up here, office of the registrar at udc.edu. That is a quick task. So if you know you moved in the last X amount of years or even recently, just make sure your address is up to date. This is when we were closed. We're still we're in a hybrid mode, so the offices prefer things to be done digitally, but you cannot pick up your degree or receive any other special gifts on campus unless we say so. So try to streamline this and let's work on using our digital devices to do this. But make sure that address is up to date. You don't want to be there in May and you're waiting for this degree and it gets shipped somewhere else you used to live. Okay, so office of the registrar, again, that information is under frequently asked questions. This again was the deadline to apply for graduation. If I happen to have students on the call who have not applied yet, but saw my announcement on Instagram, you want to go ahead and apply as soon as possible. The longer you wait to apply for graduation, it will impact that last dollar amount. So we want to make sure that we have every registered graduate eligible for that last dollar amount award to hit their account. So if you have not applied for graduation, please take care of that ASAP. And at this point, I don't think you can do it online anymore. You'll have to email the office of the registrar. The registrar, again, is a very important office. It's a very important person. And a lot of these tasks are for her and her team. You'll also see on the left-hand side of the screen a list of our next set of meetings with the passwords. You'll see at the top that all meetings start at 5 p.m. You see there's a recording from when we met on January 12th. Once we wrap up this meeting, today, February 9th, you'll see another YouTube video posted here for people to go back and review, or if they just want to go back and listen to something that they think they missed, it's going to be right here. But this website has a wealth of information. And since we have over 600 graduates, it is the best way to get information out without having to meet with all 686 of you. So let's meet me halfway. Let's review the website. Let's use the tools that we have in order to streamline this process. Another important document I'm going to add to this site is going to be our embassy request form. And that form is going to be for students who are international or who have family members who have international students who have family members coming from other countries that want to attend the commencement ceremony May 14th. So that will be posted here. However, it is posted on the registrar's website, which I'm going to go to right now. But just to make everything a little easier, I want to have everything on one page. But you'll see here that I just saw it earlier this week. Oh, here we go, under important forms, that everything is here too. So that embassy request form, you want to fill that out if you do have family that plans to travel from another country to attend the commencement ceremony, and that form is going to go back to the registrar's office. You'll also see a change of address form here too, which I'll be happy to add to the website. But again, if you just email the registrar's office, they'll take care of that right away and update that information. Okay. So that is our graduating class website, but I wanted to kind of review it because I noticed I was just getting a lot of questions that I know have already been addressed. This website is everywhere. It should be in your email. So I sent the email out Monday to my updated list. I've even placed it on Instagram under the UDC Student Life handle. But I do want students to be in the know about what's going on. So now, that's our review. Again, commencement is going to be Saturday, May 14th at 10 a.m. It is an in-person commencement. We will be issuing 4 tickets per student. As I said before, we have over 600 graduates. And in order for us to do this without being a super spreader event, we are only allocating 4 tickets and 4 announcements per student. That's going to give us the space we need to socially distance ourselves from each other, each other as graduates and our families. And it's going to make it a bit more safer than it has been in past years. So our commencement ceremony will be in compliance with DC COVID-19 regulations and every other variant that we've been presented with over the course of the last 2 years. Just know that everything we do as a DC government pseudo agency and a university is in the mind of keeping you all safe and in compliance with the rules that are in place. Tickets will be dispersed on scheduled days. They're usually dispersed in April, which I will send you a list of the days that I will be distributing the 4 tickets. And we will also distribute tickets to each student on Grad Finale if you were not able to come during the scheduled days. I'll talk a little bit more about Grad Finale. Grad Finale is a combination of graduation rehearsal. So we show you how to walk across the stage. We kind of do a quick run through to show you what it's going to be like that Saturday. After graduation rehearsal, we move to the Student Center where students will pick up honor cords if they're eligible for one, which will be given out by the Registrar's office. That is not something you have to pay for. You'll get your graduation tickets and announcements if you did not get them during your scheduled days. I always have food. This is our last, like one of our last hoorah moments. So we want to make it fun and festive. And there'll be some other opportunities for engagement and fun during Grad Finale. Grad Finale will take place on May 11th. That's why this date is here. I'll make this more clear to know what this date is. And also during Grad Finale, we'll have Earl Howard back on campus in case students still wanted to take pictures. I'm working with her, which is our official regalia and cap and gown provider, to solicit class rings. They'll also be on campus, hopefully on these days, March 16th and 15th, and any other types of giveaways that we want to do from the university. What's next? Okay, so yeah, Regalia. I did see a question in the chat about when it will be time to purchase Regalia. I am waiting for that date from our bookstore manager. Everything will be live. Again, I'm going to ask you all to budget at least $150. It's been less in the past, but you know, it's better to have more than to have less money. And your Regalia package consists of your cap, your gown, your stole, and tassel. And you must have Regalia in order to participate in the commencement ceremony. This is a formal academic event. Robe up. You know, you show people what you've accomplished. Each cap and gown package also has a hood, which will denote your degree or the college that you're graduating from. So every major has a different color, and it will show that on your hood, especially for master's degree students. Again, the date to purchase is forthcoming, but you must have Regalia if you're participating in the 2022 commencement exercises. I did receive some questions at our last meeting about if they graduated from, let's say, the community college one year, do they have to buy another cap and gown? I'm looking into that to see if they're going to allow a la carte purchases for just the tassel and the updated, date and what have you. But you could definitely wear the same gown for an associate and a bachelor's degree. If you are back here getting your master's degree, you cannot wear your bachelor's or associate's gown. They look different, and they're different for a reason. Each gown looks different to denote what type of degree you're receiving. I'm pointing at my sleeve because the sleeves are different. If you were to get a PhD, the sleeves will have like 3 stripes here, and it will be more of a bell. Your master's degree robes have a tippet or a little tip at the bottom, so people will know you're getting your master's degree. Your bachelor's and associate degrees are just standard issue black robes with regular sleeves. So if you are, you could like I said, you could wear the same gown for your associate and bachelor's, but I'm going to ask her again if we could purchase things a la carte, meaning can you just buy the tassel or just buy the stole if you already have a gown or you're borrowing somebody else's gown. Our gowns are black. You cannot wear another color robe because that usually denotes the color of a university. So if you happen to graduate from Howard, their robes are blue. You cannot wear a blue robe to our commencement. This is UDC's commencement. Our regalia is black with our black and with our red and gold tassel and everything. So it has to be in compliance. So when in doubt, if you have questions about that, ask me. I would hate to see you show up and you're in the wrong uniform. And so not so much for the degree specific gowns, but definitely for the gowns that are a different color. Our gowns are black, but you must have that to participate in commencement. Okay. That's about all. I'm going to go to the chat and see what questions I have. What questions you all have. Again, let's pay close attention. If it's something I've already mentioned, just kind of keep your ear out and remember you can go back and listen to the video again and review the video and the website. So go up. All right, address, when do we order cap and gowns? If you're on the if you received the email from me from UDC graduates or my handle Melinda.Jennings, then you are on the graduating list. That comes from the registrar. If you apply for graduation, you should be on the list. Okay, I filled out the graduation application before the deadline. Good. And was prompted to accept the $125 graduation fee. Is this included in tuition or a separate fee? That is a separate fee. Tuition and fees are different. Tuition is the payment of your classes. Fees are separate. Fees are usually attached to an amenity of the university. When would I be alerted that my graduation application was approved to be included in graduation? Okay, so there are two things happening here. When you apply for graduation, you're literally just telling the registrar that you intend to graduate in the current semester. Okay, they will alert you if you are clear for graduation. That's going to be contingent on your final grades are submitted by your professors. So once your grades are submitted, the registrar will go through the list of people who have applied for graduation. And they will let you know if you are clear to graduate, number one, because that's important. The ceremony is the ceremony, but you want to get that degree. That's when you're trying to graduate. So they will let you know, they will clear you after your grades have been posted. Okay. What are tuitions? I'm sorry, I hear somebody, but if you have a question, please put it in the chat because I do want to get through this in the interest of time. I know some people have to go, and I want to make sure I address everybody's questions in the chat. Okay. All right. Again, the graduation fee is not a part of the tuition. That is separate. That is something that could be paid online. But whatever the last dollar amount is whatever you owe the university, I believe that's going to be waived. Again, we'll get more clarification on that next month with financial aid. We'll hear from Miss Nyela Williams or Miss Kathy Mosley, who would further describe the last dollar amount. Okay, as we address, the survey has already been posted on the website. Still scrolling. Do you get reimbursed if you pay for your tuition? Not sure. If you don't have a balance, there's nothing to reimburse you for. But again, these are questions that could be better addressed by financial aid. How many people can we bring? 4 people. You're only getting 4 tickets. Now, if you happen to have friends who are not using all of their tickets, you may very well ask them for them. They are free. They should not be charging you. But 4 tickets for now. Again, we have over 680 graduates this year. Okay. And I want to make clear too that commencement it starts at 10 o'clock. You guys are going to be required to be there early because we have to get you lined up. We have to make sure that you guys are together. Your robe's looking good. You have all your accoutrements on there. But it is a lengthy ceremony. So please budget about 3 to 4 hours. And that's at the top of that's the max. It shouldn't be any more than that, considering that we're trying to get in and get out because of COVID. But I do want you all to budget that time. In the past, we've had students, parents, or students too, to leave graduation the minute they walked across the stage. And that does not look good. It does not look good for the university. It's actually rather embarrassing. And then, it's disrespectful to your peers to leave when they haven't walked across the stage yet. So we want to make sure that we are budgeting the correct amount of time to be there. So if you want to have a big shindig afterwards, try to plan it for 6 o'clock. or try to plan it for after 5 if you want to have a big dinner or something like that. But the last thing I want to see is a slew of graduates walking out, and then by the time community college or CAS or whatever school they decide to start with this year, by the time they walk across the stage, there's no one there to celebrate them too. So let's think about each other when we are participating in commencement. If you have family members who may not want to stay the whole time, I'm not going to say don't invite them, but just, kind of mind who you invite, because this is a celebration for you. This is a celebration of all of your achievements over the last 4 or 5 years. Some of you all, everybody we're here has worked really hard to get their degree. So what's another 2 or 3 hours to sit and wait and get your degree? Okay, been here for a minute, it's time to get out, but let's be respectful. Okay, so I will post the embassy form to the graduating class page, so you can invite or notify the university that you have people traveling from outside of the country. So again, that's going to be posted on the graduating class page. I'm from the fall and received my degree in honors court. A friend wanted to know if she didn't click to watch, she paid for ticket. No, it's one flat fee. So the graduation fee includes the processing and handling of your degree. It includes your actual degree, the degree booklet. I don't have my degree booklet because my degree is framed from UDC, but this is your degree booklet. And inside you'll have your degree. This is from my undergrad year. So this is what your graduation fee goes toward, and the shipping. And it also goes towards your tickets and your announcements. So that's one flat fee, regardless if someone is participating in commencement or not. If you already have your degree, are these meetings required? No, they're not. I mean, the meetings aren't required. I put these meetings out here to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. So if you are comfortable and you're set and you know how to walk the stage and all of that, by all means, you do not have to be here in person. But I will encourage you to at least look at the information on the video afterwards. Or if you're not participating in commencement, then it's up to you. So it's highly recommended, because I still get a lot of questions. But no, they are not required. If you don't want to walk in the commencement ceremony, you don't have to participate. That is fine. So you don't have to opt out, but you still have to pay the graduation fee. Yes, everybody's graduating in person. It's an in-person commencement. And this is to respond to that this person applied to graduate in person. This is an in-person commencement for everybody. I finished in the summer and I haven't received my degree in the mail. Who should I contact? You're going to contact the registrar's office. I'll put their information in the chat. And just make sure that you have a zero balance, that you don't have any outstanding classes that you need to complete. And while I'm on that subject, I've gotten a couple of questions about, can I walk if I have 6 credit hours left? Can I walk if I have a class to finish in the fall or the summer? The short answer is no, but there's going to be an asterisk there because it's a case-by-case basis. But as a graduate, you are expected to be done with your entire course load before participating in the commencement exercise. We do have a few majors that wrap up in the summer, so of course they'll have an exception, but any other exceptions have to be vetted through academic affairs, and I'm going to put their information in the chat, okay? Because you can't walk the stage in May and have 8 credit hours to complete in the fall or even the summer. You're not done. We've had a history of students walking across the stage. They have full semesters left and they've never come back to finish their degree. Of course, it's hurting them, but it just looks bad. So it's implied and it's encouraged that you are done before you walk across that stage. I am sorry, everything refreshed. All right. How many people can attend? 4. Are there any restrictions for graduation? Right now, just mask. As I get more information from our chief academic officer, I will send out that information. But definitely social distancing and definitely mask. It may take 6 weeks. That's why I said give it some time. I said mid-May through June to receive your degree. I will inquire if it's going to be live streamed. That's a good question. I would imagine it would be, considering that we're only giving out 4 tickets. So other people want to watch. So, but I don't think it's a hard ask for it to be virtual. Do children need tickets? Yes. Any one body needs a ticket. If the school is paying for tuition, it's last dollar amount. So whatever balance you have on your account is going to be the last dollar amount. But again, we're going to get clarification for that next month at our graduating class meeting with financial aid. Where can you find out if you're graduating with honors? Okay, so that's going to be in your course catalog or your academic catalog that I showed you earlier. There are different stipulations as far as GPA and transfer credit. So if we have some time, I will definitely go to that page and kind of read through it real quick. Well, I put the link for family members coming in for the graduation internationally. I will do that on the graduating class page, but it is located on the registrar's page. If you type in Google UDC registrar, it will take you to the page, and then you'll go under important forms to access the form. But you could, I also will put it on the graduating class page. No, you do not need to schedule a time slot with Earl Howard. They're going to be there from 2 to 6, so that's walk-in basis. I'll have more information visually for you all to have, but basically you're going to need a $20 sitting fee, and that's payable to the studio. They will provide a prop, cap, gown, and UDC degree booklet for you to take your picture, and they'll also have the background. If you choose not to use Earl Howard, because you don't have to, some of us have great photographers in our life, you will be responsible for your attire. You're not going to get your regalia in time to take your class pictures, okay? Your regalia is going to be shipped to you directly from Herb Jones, and once that link is open, I believe everything is going to go out at one time, and then you'll have your things well before commencement, okay? Yes, it is at the convention center, the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. I will have that address also on the graduating page, but yes, that is traditionally where we have commencement, and it's going to be on your announcements and everywhere else. Trust me. Are we going to meet again? Yes, I have the list pulled up on the graduating class website, which is right here. So our next meeting will be March 16th. You could check your final GPA on your portal, on your My UDC portal. You know, there's a student section that has all of your academic progress there, your unofficial transcript, and your final GPA or your cumulative GPA will dictate if you're graduating with honors. Community college students, you graduate with honors. Bachelor's degree students, again, you graduate either without honors, cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. CC students do not get the cum laude designations. You just get with honors, which is fine. Not sure about tuition waivers, but again, we'll have financial aid here. If this is a pressing question for you, feel free to reach out to financial aid and they could better assist you with that. Yes, 4 tickets per ceremony. The tuition will be repaid. Again, financial aid will have the answers to those questions. Yes, the 2 surveys on the website are the only ones you need to do. First destination, career services, and your financial aid exit interview. The financial aid exit interview is most important. That's the federal government, y'all. So y'all really need to fill out that exit survey so they know you're finished with school and ask you all the questions they want to ask you, and basically tell you to pay back this money. Hopefully we won't have to pay back any money in the future if they get the student loan stuff together. So Biden, get it together. I can't really answer that question about if you guys are going to be reimbursed, but again, financial aid will have those answers. Asking about the streaming, it should be streamed. You don't have to wait till the last minute. Again, you have the financial aid office to ask those questions as far as the tuition waivers or the last dollar amounts. I will put their information in the chat. I believe their email address is finaid@udc.edu. And I'll try to locate the website too. You can find out you're graduating with honors in your course catalog or your academic catalog, which is under important forms. If children are occupying a seat, they have to have a ticket. But I will clarify that. But that's the question we get every year. But if they're occupying a seat, they'll have to have a ticket. Yes, yes, you do have to wear the class of 2022 graduation stole at the very least. There are other stoles that you'll see people in that may pertain to their sorority or fraternity, to their heritage. But it's your cap and gown. You could decorate it however you want. You could decorate your caps. You could wear all the cords that you acquire throughout the years. I know student government, they have a cord. Some of us will be getting honors cords. Some of us will have on sashes if we were a part of Royal Court. So it's you could wear whatever adornments you want to wear over your robe. Is there a dress code? There is not a dress code, but I will say for the ladies, actually for whomever, wear comfortable shoes. You guys are going to be there no later than 8 a.m. and we're going to be in a big open area on a concrete floor. So if you want to wear those fancy 4-inch heels, I would suggest you change into your shoes when you get to your seat after your processional. You don't want to be in those shoes all day. It's very uncomfortable. So no dress code. Just be mindful of your shoes and be comfortable. All of your updates can be found via email or on the graduating class website. You'll get the graduation tickets during Grad Finale, which is taking place May 11th, or you'll get them during the scheduled times. And I will put the location in the email and on the website once we solidify a date when the tickets and the announcements will be ready for pickup. Transfer to the Van Ness campus from the community college, then you should be okay. If you transfer to another school, then I mean, you'll have a degree audit that you could look up to see if your credits transfer. But that's stuff that probably should have already taken place if you're up here. Yes, the surveys are necessary. The surveys provide a record of knowing what our students are doing post-graduation or even during graduation. Your exit interview for your loans is required of the federal government. So yes, it is very necessary. They need to know that you have finished school. They need to know that you intend to pay back your loans. They need to know, I mean, it's a wealth. I haven't filled one out in years, but it's a wealth of questions that they're probably going to ask you in this survey. It's still pretty quick. But again, financial aid will explain that a little bit more because that is their wheelhouse. If you did not take out loans, then I don't believe you have to take the financial aid survey. But again, I want to have some clarification that these questions are best suited for financial aid. You're going to order your cap and gown through the Herb Jones website, which is on your graduating class page. The website is not live for purchase, but it is a website. So you go and like peruse around it, but you won't see anything regarding your regalia on under UDC yet because it's not live yet. But you're going to purchase it online. I never got an email saying anything about applying for graduation when I turned the forms in on campus. So if you apply for graduation, there's nothing for you to get back via email. The only thing you're going to be expecting from the registrar after your finals and after your grades have been posted is a letter saying that you can graduate or you cannot graduate. Again, when I get the information from our bookstore manager, I will let you all know when the website will be live to purchase your regalia. Okay, you can locate the graduating class page by visiting your emails because I sent the email out on Monday from my handle and it has the graduating page link. You also can see the link on the screen here, udc.edu /student-life/graduating-seniors. And I'll place it in the chat. Oh, thank you. Thank you. When is the survey due? The financial aid survey is going to be, you'll have a window of time to fill out the survey April 18th through Friday, May 6th. Your first destination survey will be, you can fill that out anytime. So if you click here, it's going to take you to a page to ask you that, and you'll have to follow these instructions in order to complete the survey. Everything is laid out right here. But you want to get out the way sooner or later. Okay. All right. I usually get updated lists from the registrar of graduates that may have applied late. So if you are on this call and you have not received the email from me, and then I will request an updated list probably within the next month because that I just want to give them some time to make sure they have everybody who has applied. And I will continue to send out those emails and update the graduating class site. But again, sometimes no news is good news. You just need to focus on passing your classes, passing your finals, your midterms, all of that. By now you will know if you're graduating or not. You know, if you have that GPA, if you are, if you know your academic progress. So keep track of that on your own. All right. Okay, Michael, can you put your question in the chat? Okay. So when they're sizing you up for your gown, it's time to purchase your regalia and you walk through the website, there are going to be a couple of screens, just like you're ordering clothes from a clothing store, except they're going to ask you for your height and your weight. So the gowns are not listed as small, medium, and large. It's going to be relying on your height. So I'm 5'2", I'm 100 blah 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 pounds, and therefore my gown will be tailored to fit me. Okay, so just be honest about your height and weight. Don't say you 6 foot and you 5'6", because your gown's gonna be a little long. Okay, so let's be honest about those heights and weights. But that's how they're size your gowns when you get on the website. Yes, you can rely on degree works completion, and you also could visit your academic advisors to make sure that everything is accurate and correct. You can look at your portal to see the classes that you've taken, and I believe there is a way to do a degree audit. But when in doubt, academic advising is there for you to make sure that you're on the up and up. And the registrar will let you know too. I want to go back to Regalia for a hot second, and I don't want to dwell too much in this because I'd rather walk you all through the website. But also, when you're purchasing your regalia, in addition to height and weight, it's going to ask you what your major is, because your major is going to be the stole that you wear or the hood that you wear is going to be congruent to your major. So if you have any music majors on the line, you may have a pink stripe, or you may have a pink little velvet on your neck, because that's your degree. So make sure you know what your major is. It will ask you that. The information about the honors designation is located in your course catalog, and I'm actually going to see if I can scroll down and find it real quick so you all can see it. So give me about 2 minutes, and then we'll wrap up. Again, this meeting is being recorded, and it will be posted on the graduating class page for my friends who've had to go to class or go to practice. It is fine. You can go back and review the information. You'll see information about transfer applicants. I mean, everything is in here. This is also a document that should be your best friend during your duration of school here at UDC. You would think I would have this memorized by now. Yeah, transfer credits, transcripts. Okay. Dean's list. Dean's list is separate from honors. So you could be on the Dean's list per semester. The Dean's list of all undergraduate students who have a cumulative grade point average of 3.0 and a term GPA of 3.3 or higher is certified by the Chief Academic Officer at the end of each semester. So we know we have 2 GPAs. You have your cumulative, which is the consistent with all the progress you made thus far, and you have your term GPA, which reflects your grades for that particular semester. So they're not the same thing. So you can make all A's your fall semester and have a 4.0 term GPA, but you could also have had mediocre grades maybe beforehand, and your cum is only maybe like a 3.0, which is not bad at all. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying that to say that your term is different from your cumulative. It's what you accumulated so far. Any student who fails to complete a class or withdraws from the course will be ineligible for the Dean's List for that semester. Note, qualifying for Dean's List does not automatically qualify a student for university honors eligibility. So those are 2 different things. The Dean's List is one thing, and that is from your dean with requirements, and your honors designation is for your entire progress here at UDC. So this is an important section to read and review. High honors. So undergraduate students who've earned a cumulative GPA of 3.6 to a 3.79 while enrolled full-time during sequential, meaning in order, sequential fall, spring, and fall semesters in college level courses with no I's, F's, or W's. That will give you a high honors designation. The highest honors and I believe that's our summa cum laude. 3.8 to 4.0, again in sequence, fall, spring, fall semester with no type of incompletes, Fs, or withdrawals. And then we have our top students, which you can read on your own here. So everything related to honors and dean's list is going to be on page 36. It also talks about academic performance requirements, suspension and probation, which we shouldn't be talking about at this point because you guys are about to graduate. Graduate academic standing, I made a comment earlier that graduate students, and those are our master's level degrees and higher, they do not have honors designations because it's implied that you should be getting anything above a C in your classes. So everybody should be getting honors. Graduate students must maintain a 3.0 cumulative GPA. So if I have any grad students here, that's everybody should be on honors if you're in grad school. And then this just kind of goes through the rest of the classes. So page 36 is going to detail everything you need to know about whether you're going to make honors or dean's list. The registrar is not in charge of the dean's list certificates, but they are in charge of monitoring that GPA. So if you do have questions about the dean's list, you're going to want to talk to your respective dean or their administrative assistant. Okay, so that's page 36. You wanted to go to graduate school, how do you apply? I'm going to put an email address for our graduate school admissions counselor, but you're going to go to admissions and apply. If we got dean's list at one point, do you get a stove for it? No. So dean's list, you'll get a certificate. I mean, you should get a certificate. I'm not sure what the colleges are doing now, but you should get a certificate, but you won't get a cord for it. So there is a difference between your honors cord and your stole. Your stole is, I'm actually going to go grab mine. I should have brought this last time. One second. All right. So this is a stole. This is my stole of my sorority. So it looks like this. Your UDC stoles are going to look similar, except it's going to be kente cloth and it's going to have class of 2022. So this is a stole. It goes around your cap and gown like this. This is a cord, and this is a cord I received as a member of an honors society for my counseling degree here at UDC. So this is a cord. Honors cords are gold, and you'll get those from the registrar during grad finale. Okay, so cord, stole. You don't have to apply for honors. That's something that's with the registrar's office, so they'll definitely let you know if you made honors. All right. Do I have any more questions in the chat? And actually, let me look up the graduate school admissions. And I'll put that link in the chat. And financial aid information, because there were a lot of questions about last dollar amount. All right. And you'll see here that you could contact them at fin8@udc.edu. And it also gives some information about awarding disbursements of funds in addition to some other information. Okay, according to the graduating class website, I'm going to keep referencing this website. We have to read the website. I need you all to meet me halfway. Our next meeting is March 16th. The password is here. The link will be here. I will also put out the flyer on Instagram, and I will send a reminder email that week. And you will get 4 tickets for commencement. 4 tickets. Again, that is to ensure that we're able to safely social distance ourselves and to be safe. If you feel like you need more, you have to reach out to a friend to see if you could get their tickets. They should not be charging you because tickets are free. Yes, there are cords for NSLS, and I'll be sure to order some. And you can see your advisors for course specific to your organization. So I am actually a co-advisor for the National Society of Leadership and Success, along with Donnie Russell. So we will purchase cords. I have students that I advise for student government; they will have a cord. So if you are in a particular organization or society, please reach out to your advisor for that particular cord, and we'll make sure you'll have it. And you will get notified when it's time to order your cap and gowns. It's going to be a window of time, so it's not going to be like one day. It's a mad rush, so you'll have some time, and we'll have a deadline too, because we want to make sure that stuff is shipped out well before commencement. All right. Okay. Well, I think we're all right. If you have any other questions, please use the UDC graduates handle to ask them. Please utilize the websites that I've placed in the chat. Please utilize the graduating class website. And I will see all of you on March 16th for your updates. Yes, you have to pay for the pictures. That is an out-of-pocket optional expense. Again, it's optional. Yeah, you will have to pay for them. And when they come on campus, it's going to be a sitting fee of $20 payable to them. You're welcome, Patrick. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good to see you all. Congratulations again. Let's get excited. And I will see you all next month.
Hey, Miss Jenny, I had a question. It was in the chat. It might have got bypassed.
Okay.
I was trying to make sure I heard right for NSLS. You guys were going to give out the cords or stoves for that?
The cords, yes. So I'm an advisor.
You didn't have to buy that? Because I actually purchased mine.
You purchased yours?
Yes,
okay.
I didn't know you were getting them.
Yeah, so that's also an option, but I do try to have some on the side in case students can't afford it. But I can't say I'll reimburse you because I don't think I could do that.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
And I could just wear what I bought for graduation as well.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Rosalind, I don't know if you're still on the line, but you should contact your advisor to see if she's going to have something for you to wear as when you were a student ambassador.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
I also had a quick question. The $20 sitting fee, does that pay for the picture too, or?
No, it doesn't. It pays for the sitting for the supplies that they use. When you take your picture, they're going to give you a proof, and then you'll have the option to purchase packages that most align with what you want. So you could buy pictures a la carte, like any other picture studio. So they'll take the picture. You're using their resources, $20, but then you'll pick the package that's most appropriate for you.
And to piggyback off of her, so when we take our pictures, do they send them automatically to you guys, or do we have to send you our pictures, or do y'all have to have our pictures? How does that work? Because I know you said we could use other people's studio pictures, so that's what I'm saying. Do we send it to you guys, or do the studio have to send it to you?
Yeah, so we did it both ways. Earl Howard was thankfully able to send me the bulk of pictures that they have from students that did take pictures with their studios. But just in case they could not do that, I did ask students to send me their pictures directly, especially if you went to an outside photographer, because we're not going to have access to that photographer.
Okay, so we just email you.
Yeah, but okay. I'll give you more information about that because I sent out a Dropbox link, so I'm not getting 1,000 emails with pictures, so everybody can just drop it in there and keep it moving. Mm-hmm.
And I know it's only 4 tickets for graduation. Would it be virtual as well?
I imagine that they're going to live stream it. I'm going to get clarification on that in the next couple of weeks when I meet with the commencement team. But I don't see why we would not stream the commencement, especially if we're only allocating 4 tickets. So I would definitely have some more information after Founders Day.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. All right. Well, Toodles, I'm going to end the call. Y'all have a good evening. Be safe.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Yes, regarding the pictures. I heard y'all speaking about the pictures. What are the pictures for?
They're for you. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, but I've done slideshows. I did a slideshow last year for each college to recognize them, so people can see who they are and who graduated. And I posted that on our commencement website, which is separate from our graduating class website. So it was just like a added touch so people could see people's accomplishments. So, but the pictures are for you. They're for your family. They're for your loved ones. It's optional. Most students do take their picture because this may be the only degree that they want to get, or they just want to recognize themselves. So again, optional. But if I do ask for pictures, and if you have one, great. I also accepted non-professional pictures because everybody should be visible. But it's up to you. Just make sure it looks nice if it's not professional.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you again.
No problem. Have a good day and good to see you, Elizabeth.
Same to you.
Miss Melinda Linwood Thomas, I got a question for you.
Yes.
I apologize first and foremost for I know we were trying to meet via WebEx or the link Zoom that you sent me. And unfortunately, I know you was trying to catch a flight or something during that time.
Yeah.
And I know we didn't meet, but I was able to complete the application process.
Oh yes, I saw your email. I thought I responded great, but I probably responded in my head. So, but I'm glad you were able to do that.
So, what else do I need to do from this point for anything else?
Nothing. All you have to do is pass your classes, and graduate. And you can go back and review the video from last month and this video too if you missed any information. But everything is on a website about next steps and things that are coming up.
And last question, when do we pay for that? Yeah, they did just say y'all gonna send updates about what we pay for that for the Regalia gown.
Yes, so yeah, that's going to be on the Herb Jones website, which is right here on your graduating class page. And when the website is active and live, you'll be able to pay online.
And how much is that again? $150?
So I said the budget $150, but it could be less. Our packages have ranged from $115 to $135, but I don't want to tell you such a low amount and it ends up being higher. So once I get that price list, you'll have that information. That's why I just said the budget $150. It should not be any more than $150.
Okay, and also this is a random question, like out of question. I always wanted to ask this.
Yeah.
How do you all select certain students to speak at the graduation on behalf of certain classes?
Great question. So at the next meeting, or really an email between now and the next meeting, I will be soliciting you all to put your name in the hat to apply to be the graduating class speaker. There's going to be some criteria associated with that, and then we'll put it to a vote with the graduating class. So I'll have a link for people to vote. And for the people who are interested in speaking at graduation, I'll just ask for a headshot. Why do you want to speak? We do look at GPAs. I believe
GPAs from your time being at the school, or
cumulative. So you're really making less than a 2.5, but sometimes I've waived that. It depends on what guidance I get from academic affairs. Sorry about the feedback.
So that's the separation.
Okay. Oops. Sorry. Linwood, could you unmute yourself? I'm sorry. There we go.
I'm not sure what's going on with it. No. So that's the separation between undergrad and grad students.
No, it's just one graduating class speaker, regardless of master's or undergrad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wanted to ask her. I don't know if I still might, take a shot at that, but that might be a little challenging. So it is what it is.
Hey, it doesn't hurt to try. Again, this is going to be a vote of yours, and if you meet if you submit the, I won't say application, but if you submit the criteria that I referenced, but you'll get more information about that.
Nobody wants to speak. I'll take it.
Well, now we only have 13 people on the call out of over 100 earlier, so we'll have to wait and see. But I will be soliciting people to speak if they want to speak.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know I'm gonna turn you loose. It's been rough since this pandemic. I'll turn you loose. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, you've been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I am going to end the call and be on the lookout for the final video on the graduating class website. Have a good evening.